Hi, Jill, it's William here. I had a question or two I had talked to you about on Jefferson Park, um, and we had
Okay.
exchanged some emails, and I just had a quick follow-up question or two. I didn't know if you had a moment or so.
I'm about to leave the office, but if you talk quick, I'll work with you.
Sure, sure. Thank you very much. It's very easy. So the map that I had sent you, the one that had the red and the green lines, is that no longer used by your department? Was that like pulled or something?
I don't know. I didn't have time to compare or contrast or anything like that, so I just sent you what our map was that I could easily locate.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. I've seen that map before too. Bud and Mike has shown me that one. So the one that the red and blue or red and green one, it didn't have any of the parcel lines, and so that's probably why you made the comment about property lines or boundary lines, and why you refer to the fat version of the
Yeah,
map,
and
right?
I really didn't look at it for very long, so I just, figured you probably want the latest, greatest.
Okay, because it's kind of weird talking to you. You were supposed to be the first person to talk to, and you're ending up being the last person in a sense that the map that I'm referring to, the red and the green one, we're just trying to figure out who had authored it so that we could understand what that green was. Sounds to me like it was truly a maintenance boundary, and then that red one was pulled from some file that, which by the way is incorrect too about Jefferson Park's boundaries. I found out. I have the actual Jefferson Park
Yeah.
boundaries in a lease, and so I know exactly where the boundaries are. I'm not really arguing or trying to figure that out. I'm just trying to see what if that particular map, the green line that went out to the curb, like you said once, is. I just kind of wanted to get some sort of answer that was supposed to be a maintenance line. That's what you guys drew for a maintenance
I
line.
don't know on that first map, but the one I sent you, it is. So if you compare those two and they look the same, then I would assume that probably is. But I don't
Um,
know.
okay, so that kind of leads me probably to the question I was trying to get to, and thanks for helping me find a way to word it. The fat map that you sent, it has a green border around Jefferson Park, and it also has a green border around the little sidewalk area there. And so
Uh huh.
the yellow is what follows the park. If you look at like the parcel boundaries and stuff,
Uh
but
huh.
it's also green for the sidewalk. And so is that like two maintenance sections? Is that the park has its
Yeah.
maintenance section, and then you guys
Yeah.
actually?
That's our downtown maintenance district boundary, right next to the facilities and trails who takes care of Jefferson.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was trying to get at. So you guys actually mark off the sidewalks, so that they know where the to service
Uh
the
huh.
sidewalks.
Yep. Which
Even
areas we take care of.
Gotcha. So even though there's green in both the park boundary and the sidewalk boundary, there are more or less, you guys put all those green lines there for service uh,
Right.
oriented things. And if it
Right.
happens to line up with the yellow, with the parcel lines themselves, then we lead into the whole, railroad company sold the part or leased it out to the city, and that's all legal stuff. But
Right.
for you
Yeah.
guys,
And yeah, one is just a parcel boundary and one is a maintenance boundary.
okay,
Which
perfect.
I thought I put that in my email, right?
Yeah, yeah, you did. It was
Okay.
just kind of hard to tell because the green went and followed the yellow occasionally, and
Right.
then that's what it looks like that's what the actual park boundary is. Based upon the how the lease works for that railroad company. It's tricky with this particular park, is what I found. But what I'm just trying to get at was that the sidewalk there in the 100-foot right of way of Linden Street, that's not park, basically. That you guys use that for service boundaries is why you marked that off.
Well, yeah, and I don't know in terms of ownership. All I know is that we maintain that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I kind of already actually alluded to it earlier with parcel lines. Those are the boundary lines, and they're all consistent. I've looked at the lease and whatnot, so
And then
there's.
did you look at Larimer County's website as well?
Yep,
They're
exactly.
really the owners of, I think, all of the parcel boundaries in the county.
Yep, actually, I found the exact quitclaim deed for the new property owners, which is the Linden Street Holdings. That's why it has the TBD, the to be determined. And I actually found the lease from the lease department that says that that's the new lease that the city has, not with the railroad company anymore, but now with Linden Street Holdings for that park.
You would know more
So,
about it than I do.
yeah. So yeah, well, it's interesting. I've been kind of been sent in a circle of what looks like to be a controversy, but there really is none. In long story short, an officer had claimed that we were in a park based off of that green line, and I was like, hey, that looks more like a service boundary, and we have the plats and the right of way, 100-foot right of way, law to kind of compare against, and lo and behold, it came down to a map that he thought was used for boundaries, and what I'm trying to get at is it sounds to me like it was used for maintenance limits, and it didn't even have the yellow lines or anything on it for him to use to kind of refresh his memory of what it should be, which is parcels and boundary lines of the actual park and stuff. So
Right, yeah.
just
and I don't know, how you define the exact edges based on,
yeah, exactly.
That would not be my forte.
Well, that's exactly kind of what I was sort of alluding to with the officer, was that he said he got this map from Bud, and when I got back to Bud, he said he got it from you, and it sounds to me like these are perfect maps that you guys put together for your internal service needs. You're covering curbs, you're covering sidewalks, downtown districts, so that makes perfect sense. And then basically the park, the actual boundaries are supposed to be found via other departments, like the real estate department and GIS and whatnot. So,
Probably.
I'm trying to get
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where
That's what those boundaries are, so.
exactly. I'm just trying to figure out what all the information means from everything. So,
Okay, William.
I'm so sorry.
Real sorry, but I gotta let you go. We're having a incident here, and I just need to talk to
Oh,
you.
I'm so sorry. No, that's okay. No, you've been more than helpful. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. Bye bye.